Poof, what's up, everybody? So I finally tried Jamaican food for the very first time. Let me tell you about it. I found a pretty authentic place. It was a restaurant out in Pomona, and I was advised by the chat room to try beef patty, oxtail, and jerk chicken. That was my mission. Also to try some type of Jamaican soda. So that's what I did. That's what I ordered. So starting with the soda, this place had like a grocery store in the back. And the lady said, we don't have fountain drinks, but we have a refrigerator in the back that has all these different Jamaican sodas. The one that I chose was a pineapple ginger soda. And it was actually really good. Obviously, it's going to be good because it had a ton of sugar in it, but it tasted like pineapple ginger ale. But if you've ever had ginger ale that uses real ginger, so it kind of had a bite to it the way ginger does. I liked it. It was pretty good. And then for an appetizer, they brought out the beef patty, and I didn't know what to expect because really when you look at it, it looks so simple and kind of a little bit weird. It doesn't quite look very gourmet when you just look at it, right? But it's actually really good. A lot more flavorful than it looks. It also looks dry when you just look at it, but I had watched people do videos about it before, but the one I tried was really nice and moist, flaky. The crust is flaky, and honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even know if it is fried. I'm thinking maybe it's not because it wasn't greasy at all. It was almost like a puff pastry type of dough. It reminded me a lot of, I don't know if you guys had these in high school, but in my high school, we had these things called taco snacks. And they were kind of like taco meat filled snacks, kind of close to a chimichanga, I guess. This kind of reminded me of that, except way less greasy. And I liked it. I thought it was great. In fact, I was really surprised with it. It was like the flavors were unique. It kind of texturally was similar to taco meat, but the seasoning and flavors were definitely really unique. And I liked it a lot. It's hard to give it like a score, but it was great and I would get it again. So I guess 8+ at least. I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Moving on. So the jerk chicken. I had previously tasted other things that were jerk flavored, but this was my first time trying jerk chicken. It was all dark meat, and I must say, first of all, the flavors are really unique and delicious. Secondly, the seasoning or marinade penetrated deep in there. It wasn't the type of chicken where just the skin or just the outside was marinated. It really tasted flavorful all the way through, really juicy. And they also brought out like a jerk hot sauce that was on the plate. That was really great, exceptionally good. I loved that. And on the plate, there was also a scoop of peas and rice. And so everyone was telling me that peas and rice is hella good. But honestly, you know what? I was pretty underwhelmed with it. It was super simple. It was just like rice. It had a bit of a chalky, no, I wouldn't go that far as to say it was chalky, but it had a little bit of imagine some of the skin of the beans kind of was around. I don't know. It just was not my thing. I didn't dislike it, but it was not something that I would go around saying, oh, you gotta try the peas and rice. It was whatever. So there was also this cornbread croquette type of thing on the plate, and that was actually really nice. Texture was nice, soft, not too dry, not too dense. I liked that a lot. I don't even know what it was, but it was just there. So I liked that thing. And then the main event was the oxtail. And man, I personally really like bone marrow. And to me, oxtail reminded me of bone marrow, especially texturally and the meatiness of it. But I don't know if you've tried bone marrow, but it really has a very buttery and gelatinous type of a texture to it, but it also is really beefy. So it's like a beefy kind of meaty gelatinous type of a meat, and it was just so soft. It almost didn't even seem like there was any meat. It did remind me of bone marrow in that way. Like it's very meaty, but there almost seems like there isn't any meat. It's so soft. Um, my mouth's getting wet just talking about it. Anyway, I would give that a 9 plus. It was awesome. I thought it was super delicious. Like it had a gravy all over it that was seasoned in a unique way. Obviously, it's going to be like Caribbean style seasoning. So it was it was a foreign type of a flavor, but also familiar. So I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it. Overall, I think, man, they were all really good in their own way. It's hard to like rank them, but I can tell you that my least favorite thing was the peas and rice. Not because it was bad, just because it was the least special thing on the plate. Anyway, it was good. See you guys next time.